Ticket prices have gotten a lot of headlines recently. According to SeatGeek, the average resale price for a ticket to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour was more than $1,600. The cost to get into some of the final Broadway performances of Phantom of the Opera that exceeded $200. And as more Americans are returning to cinemas, the average cost of a premium movie is up $2 from last year to more than $17. But those prices will likely be dwarfed when 2 tickets to an infamous performance are auctioned off today. Scott MacFarlane has the story.
Some of the highest cost tickets in the history of theater might end up being from a show that never finished.
They stopped the show cold.
They stopped the show cold. The theater's taken over by the Army. There's an undercurrent of wanting to destroy this place, so there are literally soldiers out front, armed soldiers protecting it.
Ford's Theater Deputy Director Jake Flack is referring to the April 14, 1865 showing of Our American Cousin, which was Our American Tragedy. Days after the end of the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln sought to celebrate by taking in a show here. John Wilkes Booth learned about it, plotted, and shot Lincoln, who was unguarded in the theater's presidential box. Booth barreled down to the stage and fled, as park ranger Garrett Koss describes.
All of a sudden, you have chaos unfolding here in the crowd. People on the first floor are clambering up onto the stage to get after Booth and to also get up into that box.
At auction this week, Bobby Livingston's auction company is selling a pair of tickets preserved for more than 158 years from that show. Bids are already in the 5 figures.
Section D, and these tickets were actually in the front row, where you would have been able to witness John Wilkes Booth escaping from the president's box.
Even though Ford's Theater can't itself vouch for the ticket's authenticity, the auction of these stubs draws the same type of interest that lures 500,000 visitors a year to tour this national attraction. To see the Lincoln presidential box, which remains untouched and off limits, and learn how the assassination transformed and traumatized the nation.
And celebrate who we think is our greatest president, who ushered the country really through the hardest time in our nation's history.
Ford's Theater remains an active theater with nearly 150 shows a year and tens of thousands of visitors as they seek to write new, additional chapters to their history. For CBS Saturday Morning, Scott MacFarlane, Washington.
Well, so what they just can't figure out whether it's definitely authentic, but they think it is.
It sounds like the Ford Theater isn't vouching for them.
Yeah.
That's what it sounded like.
The attention to detail, and there are a lot of experts saying that they do seem pretty authentic,
Yeah.
but what those ticket holders must have seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh.